Afternoon, everybody. I'm back. Had a very early day at work, which I can always appreciate. So, wanted to do a quick video side by side. Buddy of mine that I recently sold this Trijicon TA33 ACOG decided he's like, "Here, dude, borrow it so you can do the side by side video that you've been wanting." Never thought to do this before, but Brass Facts just did a video within the last few days. I highly suggest you check it out. It's called ACOG versus RDS versus LPVO. It's long. It's over half an hour, so make sure you got plenty of time to watch it or listen to it. But anyway, those that don't know, okay, TA33 is by far my favorite ACOG. I mean, you got 3-power magnification. It's got an insane eye relief. I mean, I've always been able to get out to 4 to 5 inches and still have a full sight picture. The drawback to this that you'll hear a lot of people complain about through the years is it has a very narrow field of vision, or field of view. It comes up at like 19 foot at 100 yards. So, however, it's extremely fast. To me, my previous favorite ACOG was a TA34C, the little 1.5X compact model that was basically like a glorified red dot, or I guess you could say green dot, because I had the green horseshoe or the green dot and circle. But you know, it was like a red dot that had some minor magnification. But that by far, that thing took over. That's like a 1.5 power ACOG on steroids. I mean, anybody that's used one of these, either you love it or you hate it. So. Sorry, I got my crackers over there. Had to snack on something. And we had some awesome chili that my wife made, so. Anywho, of course, there we know, TR25 by Trijicon, 1:6 LPVO. As you notice here, okay, everybody knows the old military trick. Okay, I got off active duty before ACOGs became standard issue. I was an old iron sight shooter with an M16A2, but after finally getting out of the old FUD mentality of, well, I shot iron sights my whole life. Yeah, well, guess what? Your eyesight starts deteriorating, and that's why I like to do these videos showing my camo jackets out there in the woods. But like I said, I love this ACOG. If you told me one ACOG, that's it. If Trijicon would ever make that in an LED version, even though I love this and that's my go-to from now on, I'd buy it just for the heck of it. I love this thing. It's lightweight, even with the TA51 mount. But that's kind of part of the reason I'm making this video today. Okay, Brass Facts did that video, like I said, ACOG versus RDS versus LPVO. I made a comment in there about that used to be my go-to, but I've migrated to this. This brings more to the table for me. I know it doesn't have BDC, they do have an option for these with mil dots. They also have one with MOA dots, but I've said this before in several comments. Where I'm at, the longest possible shot I could ever take, ever, in any direction, is 350 yards. So I run a main point blank zero on this, 46/262 yards. It keeps me within a 3-inch rise, 3-inch drop, point of aim, point of impact, all the way out to 300 yards. I really don't need any more than that, you know. Okay, if I was kicking doors again and I needed to do stuff where I might actually engage people at longer distances, yeah, would I want something with more capability? Of course. But practicality is I've been off active duty since right before the towers came down. So for you young folks, I got medically discharged over halfway to finishing my military career back in August of 2001. Anyways, took a lot of talk, a lot of urging on, but friends that I served with, when they moved to optics, they were like, dude, you got to try it. Our eyesight ain't getting any better. And I've got astigmatism in both eyes. My eyesight sucks. So anyway, yeah, etched reticles for me, and this thing to me, that's the bee's knees. But sorry, trying to be a little more G-rated or PG, whatever. Anyways, just got ears handy and they don't need to hear stuff. So, anywho, You see the tape, that's our old military trick. Yeah, I completely sidetracked off of that a couple minutes ago. But I've got it taped over. My buddy's like, I don't care, I'm not worried about it. He's like, tape over it for your video. As you can see right there, that's about the only spot that there's any light exposure. A little bit maybe under there and right there near the front, but for the most part, that's going to eliminate the bloom until I take it off. Of course, Trijicon with the Accupoint series, the older ones, and like my old TR24, essentially you've got a band that just rotates around just like your zoom power adjustment ring right there. And the new ones, of course, have this dial on top. I do like the older system better, where it's just, you know, going around. But this works good too. Problem I've noticed, and it really did show the other day in the video with the Sig Tango MSR. This is really difficult. If you want just a solid black post and a black defined triangle, it's difficult to do this if you have any kind of really bright ambient lighting around you, because light's still gonna be able to flip in through the sides. So yeah, if you like having the ability to just go solid black, the older TR24, some of the other Accupoint models might be a better bet for you, but it doesn't bother me. I still get the contrast with that red. So anyway, sidetrack number 3. Made a comment about that was my go-to. I've moved to this. I'm happy with it. It suits my needs. But, you know, a guy made a good point. He says he still uses a TA33. Got all the respect in the world for that. These are great optics. Love them. He's like, you know, the problem is this is more than double the weight of that. Even with that TA51 mount that has the old, you know, thumb screw knobs. I mean, all the old ACOGs I had, and I've had a bunch of them. The only ACOG, by the way, that I haven't had are the TA31, the 4X32 models, which everybody knows in the service. Those, of course, and then the bigger models, the 5X and the 6X. But pretty much, you name it, 1.5 power, I've had it. The 2 power TA47 model, I really like those for up close. Just not a fan of the reticles they offer. Of course, the TA44, that little 1.5 model was great, but that's it. Like I said, if Trijicon would do an LED model on that, like the TA110 that I had, I'd be all over it. But anyway, yes. Okay, wait. For those that might not know, okay, see I got the old kitchen scale out here. It's not exactly zeroed, but it's good enough. I'm not going to sit here and waste more time, but okay. TA33 green horseshoe dot, TA51 mount. So, see right there, we're right at 12, 13 ounces total. So, lightweight, even with that. And you can obviously get lighter mounts. I always used to run the Bobro QD mounts on them. As far as my TR25, and this will address another question I was asked, how much did I pay for this? Because normally, everybody knows Trijicon MSRP, if you look at their website, they're friggin' insane. I've never paid anywhere close to retail for any of my ACOGs. I usually find, I've had really good fortune finding online deals, you know, secondhand, somebody bought something, didn't like it. But, okay, this thing with this LaRue VFZ mount, which I love, it's chunky, but that thing's rock solid once you mount it. But I got this out the door, shipped, tax, everything for right around, let's just say $865, $866. That was for everything, the mount, the scope. Guy didn't like it, so hey, your loss is my gain. Thanks, dude. But yeah, is it heavy? Yep. Mounted on there. You can see right there. About a pound, 10, pound, 11 ounces. So we're talking about 26, 27 ounces. A lot of that's in that mount. The arrow mount that I had mounted on my green triangle post TR25, those arrow mounts are light. Back when I had a TR24, that with the arrow mount came top 17 ounces. So, you know, I like having the extra 2 power magnification on this, though, being able to go up to 6, because around here My biggest threat isn't two-legged, you know, people. My threat is coyotes. We got a bunch of them that run around through the woods and all that. We also got a ton of groundhogs. Don't really get too many, but bagged a few last year, year before that. These things really help out. The extra magnification of this, especially if I'm doing a shot at my neighbor, when his farmland is cleared out behind me, is a lot easier. I've got permission from him too. It's a lot easier to bag them with that than it is that. So there's where my extra magnification comes in. Plus just being able to ID things. You know, I want to make sure I'm not aiming in on one of my neighbor's dogs, you know, that might have got loose versus a coyote. So anyway, let me get these things outside and get set up, and we'll do the video looking through them and whatnot.